But instead, we are going to see some Ivern in an XL game. It's Ivern we expect in the jungle for Elyoya.
The Green Father makes his presence known here. I like it. Okay, so you got some shielding, pair that up the Ivern, of course, with the Orianna, and then you can turn this Aatrox into a complete raid boss. Of course, there's some low-range damage dealers on the other side, so a Graves plus a Kaisa. If you give him the speed-ups, get him into the fight. Assuming Armut has a good time like he had on the Aatrox the time he played it just last week. Take some pressure from a mid lane gank and turn it up towards that top river. Czekolad also very low on mana. This is not going to be very helpful for him in the fight.
Elyoya's on his way as well. Czekolad basically no mana at all. Armut going in, the trigger seed is there. Czekolad has to flash away from Armut, who won't get any more damage down, but Kaiser's been stunned up, and there's the root, the Blade Caller, straight through the heart of the XL bot lane. XL, another stun. Patrik has the cleanse, though, not quite enough damage there from Carzzy.
All right, Kaiser feeling aggressive with it. We're teleporting straight back into the top river.
Armut has to flash away the trigger seed on him. You can see the chase still coming out from Dan. No flash on Dan, but Kryze has his, and we'll have that body slam up in just a second. Instead, they force Mad Lions away, and I believe so can only play through bot.
Yeah, and I mean, we also saw some comps built around, you know, sort of jungle as well, right? When Dan was on the Graves, and I think that was the game they had the Lulu in the top lane, Orianna in mid, so there's been some pressure for him too. Armut gets knocked back into the tower.
Yeah, Kryze wasn't quite able to get Armut in the exact position he wanted. I think he actually knocked the cannon minion back as the Blade Caller comes in, and here's the Zenith Blade. Patrik does have the cleanse. Torre now knocks Kaiser back towards him, but he's already dead. And now Kaiser just stuns up Patrik. Patrik has to burn the cleanse, and it doesn't matter if Dan's here, because Kaiser and Carzzy are having a field day.
Oh man, using that red buff, and then even Carzzy trying to use the heal so that Kaiser could get the stun off. It didn't work in the end, but every single lane from Mad Lions is completely...
Yeah, here is the Rift Herald from Mad, and I asked just 30 seconds ago, Ender, how are they going to continue? How are they going to snowball this lead? Well, this is a prime example of how to do it.
Yeah, and I almost like it, right? Mad Lions focused first was on taking
away 1 HP as he whittles away the dragon.
Yeah, he's doing the dragon. He does have some camps up, but they're charging up at the moment.
It's a 2-level lead for Carzzy.
Yeah. That's what happens when you deny 2.5 waves off of the tower, get a couple of kills. I mean, now Patrick's, of course, hit level 7 for himself, but this is very well played by Mad Lions already. And Excel just don't really feel like risks. It's just been calculated plays. Now the Herald goes bot side. That's going to be a very easy first tower, and Patrik, again, has to vacate the premise.
And remember, when we talked to Mac originally, he was saying, well, Elyoya is this cerebral jungler. He's the smart guy that can make these moves.
Went from 60-second cooldown to a 90-second cooldown, which is quite the increase. Of course, when fights are happening less frequently, maybe it doesn't matter quite so much, but still an item to look out for. And here we go, 3v1 Ender Tower.
Yeah, Armut's been locked up, stunned up, and he is done for. Not really much you can do in that sort of situation. Didn't even have time to burn his flash.
Yeah, okay, so this is good from Excel trying to make some sort of a cross map, because you know Mad Lions putting so much pressure in mid. Unfortunately, like this wave in mid is gonna allow Mad Lions to get almost 2 turret plates. They should be able to finish that one off. They also had Carzzy hard pushing in towards that top lane, so still a very large gap between the two ADCs, but Patrik is getting a lot of time by himself here. Dan's also been able to split the map and steal away a couple of camps, so this is a good move here from Excel to fight back in some way, because it has been very Moonstone from Elyoya and the shields from Humanoid. Like, that's going to be really difficult, and I think the battling healing with healing is a little bit more effective of an approach than just the raw damage.
It's just going to be who can sustain the most throughout a fight. It's going to be
welcome to 2021
to watch. Armut here once again under the tower, but he has Elyoya for safety. Daisy pushes Torre away. And XL will try to look for something as Czekolad and Humanoid look for a fight in the mid lane. The shockwave comes down, but Czekolad can just unleash power. Humanoid almost dies, has to flash away. Czekolad still has to flash. The Dark Spear comes out. And Kaiser, a little bit too late to help out his mid laner, is now in for a world of hurt. Solar Flare comes out, only hits Torre. Dan still on the chase. Kaiser has to flash across the wall. Carzzy hits track.
Oh, poor Kaiser. He tried to drag them away from Carzzy, right? If he walks down into the river, then 2 people are going down. So Kaiser's going to take one for the team on that. But Czekolad with a solo kill, and then Excel punishing Mad Lions.
Teammates, or at least Czekolad, was on ERL roster for Mad Lions in the past. Looks up to Humanoid quite a lot, so getting that solo kill. Humanoid dies a lot.
If you guys are wondering, Medic was really trying to bring up a graphic, a little thing with some stats on the bottom of his screen. He was struggling with. Oh, look at that!
Look at that!
See, all we have to do is give a little hint.
Lucky, yeah.
Medic didn't do that, by the way. That was probably Kevin. Thanks.
Okay, so let's talk about Humanoid a little bit, because right now he is struggling. You can see as the shockwave comes out in the mid lane, he's forced back. Kaiser does have a flank, but we're fine for the moment. Torre should be okay as he dives back on into Armut. Get rid of the Humanoid graphic for me, thank you so much. Armut is dead, as he took a bit off a little bit more cow than he could chew there, with Torre taking the kill.
So we've learned anything. Medic's not allowed to do the graphics.
Yeah, it just throws us off. Let's
So
just
if we've
talk about
learned
League of
another
Legends.
thing, it's that Excel continue to try and group up his 5 to force these plays, and I think this is the right decision for them. Unfortunately, at the same time, because Mad Lions are really attacking that middle lane with the Herald, but I don't know if Mad Lions can actually pull this one off. Czekolad has TP if he wants to get into this fight, but I think he has to give up on that flank. There's wards that are spotting Mad as well. Mad Lions could just turn on him.
Yeah, Torre is flanked by Armut as well off towards the top. He will be able to retreat, but you could see what Excel were thinking about.
So he missed it. It was just a little bit off your screen, but Torre just had to flash away from Armut, who was flanking the flanker there. So I don't really know what Excel were trying to accomplish with Kryze in the bot lane and Czekolad on top side, but now they're going for the kill on Humanoid.
Humanoid caught out just a little bit as Patrik gonna step forward. The shockwave flashed away from Solar Flare, misses, and Humanoid almost dies as Patrik dives in with the killing strip. But Carzzy just underneath the tower. Look at the damage coming out from that Xayah already.
TP flank, that's Czekolad.
Czekolad on his way. And here comes the counter TP. Armut's going to join the fray. Dark Sphere across the wall. Excel will accept the TP and walk away from the fight.
Sun in his eyes, so that he's able to take away that control ward. But realistically, for Excel, what they need to be doing is working with Torre and Kryze to displace Carzzy and then blow him up. Let's see what they can do against Kaiser.
Patrik diving in with the killer instinct, but you can see the trigger seed just keeps Kaiser so healthy. Cleanse used by Patrik. Kaiser has to flash away. Humanoid onto Patrik down towards the bottom side. As Kryze joins the fray as well. Mad still pushing forward. They're looking for Patrik. Flash forward. Shockwave goes down, but Humanoid doesn't have the damage yet, and the Academy Rain isn't quite enough. Humanoid will pick up Patrik, and Excel started the fight, but come out a man the worst.
So shields are pretty fun there. Patrik just auto-attacking into Humanoid's face like he's not a tank. Oh, he is, it turns out. And now Mad Lions are going to be turning towards Baron. There are wards that see them, and Excel have a really interesting position here. Torre and Czekolad on the north of the fight, and Dan and Kryze coming in from underneath.
This Moonstaff coming out from Elyoya is just too strong, though. Mad Lions, it looks like they're going to retreat and go.
But it's not her passive anymore.
I mean, it's not the best item in the game. It's not the most efficient item in every game state. But when you are playing against a team that has Orianna shield, Trigger Seed, Moonstaff, Solar Flare going in as Excel look for the fight that ultimate used by Carzzy. He tries to get away. Patrik has been locked up and pulled back by the Infernal Chains, and Armut will take him out. The shockwave off towards the top side as Czekolad is trying to fight against Humanoid, but down towards the bottom, Dan is almost dead. Carzzy goes on a rampage. Humanoid wins in a 1v2, and Kaiser's here to help. Dan able to retreat back towards his base just about, but Armut swipes him away. And Kryze still getting chased here by Kaiser. It's a support versus top laner, and Kryze is coming out the worst for wear.
Kaiser's on the hunt, but is he going to find him? I don't think he's going to have the time. Does he not have wards in his inventory? He doesn't. That's why he's not able to spot him out. So Kryze will escape, but the same cannot be
picked up here by Excel. Probably wouldn't help them even if they got it. 6,000 gold lead for Mad Lions. And that only extends to 7 as the Baron is picked up. And now with only one
boxes off on his list, I don't know, something like that. And of course, that makes it very difficult to deal with, where Mad Lions can just sort of charge straight into your face.
You see Armut once again having a great game on this Aatrox. Kaiser looking for the Zenith Blade, can't quite land it. Solar Flare goes wide as well, but Patrik has been caught by Armut, who's knocked back. And look at Armut, he just escaped it all. What are these shields? That's just not fair. That's illegal, as Kadril would say. Mad Lions retreat, wounded but unkilled. Maneuver was completed. Like, it is, it's just so devastating in a game like this. Especially, you can see Grievous Wounds starting to come through for Excel. You've got the Oblivion.
Mad Lions have been all game. Like, even though we haven't seen a lot of fights, like Carzzy, like going in, healing in the bot lane just to try and get extra auto attacks down. Like, they've just been throwing stuff out and seeing what lands. And when it lands, XL have nothing to show for it.
And the thing about it is not that much has to land to kill Patrik. Like, that was a cloud burst into like a couple of autos from Carzzy. He's down to about 1/10 of his HP. Torre takes 1 command dissonance, and he's down to half. This cow is not too tanky. Elyoya knocked to the side, the Solar Flare coming out, and I'm sorry, Czekolad, but you stepped way too far forward. Kaiser jumping in, has the stopwatch to keep himself alive. Torre dives in as well, but Kryze just can't get into the middle of the action, and that's 3 down already. Patrik tries to dive in, but he's all on his lonesome, has to flash away. Armut not willing to let anyone from Excel escape. And Aatrox, the world ender, will end Excel's day. 12 kills to 4, Mad Lions looking for the win.
Just clinical from the Mad Lions. You know all about that, Medic. And honestly, just cutting through this team time and time again. They won every single lane. They used the pressure from those lanes to completely dominate the map and suffocate XL. This team looking very strong to start off week 2.
Mad Lions continue their early game dominance against a faltering XL and go 2-2 in the LEC.
Easy clap. Bow.
Whoa, this music is way too funny.
I think I used the wrong emote. It's definitely a cat jam off that.
It's a rat jam, man. Have you not seen Rat Jam?
I'm a believer in it. I'm a.